I would want to address the faithful community in Medjugorje and let you know that there is a great deal of enthusiasm surrounding the apparition of the Queen of Peace and her requests for prayer at the moment. According to what we said in our earlier films, a spiritual conflict is currently taking place on the hill. This occurrence is of tremendous significance, and it takes place at a time when there is a great deal of concern for the peace of the globe. To witness the subsequent apparitions that will take place throughout the novena, the Virgin Mary has commanded the faithful to congregate on the hill. It is a condition of enormous worldwide worry due to a spreading war that threatens to plunge humanity into generalized chaos, which is the impetus behind this exceptional event. Among the Visionaries, only Mirjana, Jakov, and Ivan are aware of the 10th secret of Medjugorje at the moment. Therefore, it is still waiting to be received by Vika, Ivan, and Marija. It is stated that time will begin when the 10th secret is revealed to everyone, but it is also possible that the Virgin Mary will tell it to them along the way. Do we have a good chance of discovering these secrets? We would be grateful if you would subscribe to the channel and like the video if you are interested in issues similar to this one. Your support will assist us in our objective of spreading spirituality. It is helpful to remember the initial apparitions that took place at Medjugorje on June 24, 1981, to have a complete understanding of the breadth of these events. 6 young teenagers from the village of Medjugorje in Bosnia-Herzegovina reported seeing the Virgin Mary on a hill known as Pod Brdo. Ivanka Ivankovic, Mirjana Dragicevic, Vika Ivankovic, Ivan Dragicevic, Marija Pavlovic, and Jakov Kolo, who are all considered to be visionaries, described a stunning woman who was holding a kid in her arms and who identified herself as the Queen of Peace. For some of the visionaries, the apparitions have continued to occur daily since that time, while for others, the frequency of their apparitions has decreased over the years. A multitude of messages promoting prayer, conversion, fasting, and peace have been conveyed by the Virgin through the visionaries. Medjugorje has become a place of pilgrimage and continuous prayer as a result of the apparitions and messages that have continued to attract the attention of the faithful all over the world. Before receiving this present from the Virgin of Medjugorje for her birthday in April 1983, Marija did not have any level of proficiency in the Italian language. Marija was able to speak Italian fluently after the apparition, even though she had never studied the language. There is a mission for Marija to pray for priests and souls that have been consecrated. Please share your thoughts in the comments section below if you have faith in the power of the Virgin Mary. All will be well for Mary. It is apparent that among the numerous forecasts about the future that captivate many people, there is one certainty that stands out. We will be profoundly startled by the extraordinary preparations that the Lord has in store for us throughout this time. During her time at Medjugorje, Ivanka stood out as the visionary who possesses the most thorough knowledge of future prophecies. She was given the responsibility of writing detailed notebooks on the fate of the world by the Virgin Mary. It was on June 25, 2010, that she was given the 5th secret. Because the Gospa entrusted Vika with some things in 1985 after she recounted her life in words and visuals, Vika is also well informed about the future of the planet. This is because the Gospa entrusted her with something. The Virgin told Jakov, Ivanka, Vika, and Marija the complete story of her life in Nazareth, which was a truly remarkable account of her experiences there. One day, this narrative will be made available to the general public. Vika has been given the responsibility of recording everything that was communicated to her by the Virgin. Although Vika has already finished this assignment, she is still waiting for the Virgin to provide her with any fresh instructions regarding publication. During the period beginning on June 24, 1981, and ending on December 25, 1982, Mirjana Dragicevic-Soldo experienced everyday apparitions. During the 10th secret that was revealed to her during her final apparition of this era, she was also informed that she would continue to receive apparitions on March 18th of each year, a tradition that has been upheld throughout the years. During the process of revealing to humanity the imminent arrival of a significant sign, the Virgin granted Mirjana a significant role to play. To verify the genuineness of the apparitions, this momentous event, which will take place on Podbrdo, will serve as confirmation. The enormous symbol, which is visible to everyone, is intended to guide the entire world toward complete conversion. If this conversion does not take place, a punishment will be imposed. Heavenly cautions will come before this sign in the next few moments. In the year 1983, Mirjana disclosed to Father Tomislav Vlasic that she was aware of the precise dates associated with each secret. She said that the date of March 18th was not tied to her birthday, and she emphasized that the significance of this day would become evident after the secrets were revealed. She also stated that the apparitions in question were not related to her birthday. Additionally, the occurrence of the second of each month is not a coincidence, and the significance of this occurrence will be comprehended in the years to come. The majority of Mirjana's prayers are directed at those who do not believe. An experience that startled her, owing to the seductive aspect and crimson eyes filled with malice of the entity. She is the only visionary to have encountered Satan in person before an apparition of the Virgin. This encounter also occurred before the Virgin appeared to her. Even though Mirjana has decided not to discuss this experience at this time, she has said that she would do so in the future. She is still holding out hope that Mary's heart will triumph. Jacob has confirmed that the secrets are telling the truth. He has stated that the secrets will be released, which will demonstrate that the apparitions are genuine. Because he had already witnessed the sign, he also described the third secret, which was about the sign, as being very lovely. A remarkable occurrence that took place on August 25th attracted the attention of a great number of people in Medjugorje, as Marija says. While I was at the residence of a friend at approximately 10:30 in the morning, we were able to hear a peculiar noise emanating from the streets. As a result of our curiosity, we stepped outdoors to explore the situation. We spotted a bright figure in the sky that appeared to be the image of the Virgin Mary as we looked up towards Mount Križevac, where there was a gigantic cross. This time, the figure was represented by a white light that appeared and then disappeared, but it was still clearly visible. This contrasts the typical apparitions, in which the figure appears to be substantial and fully defined. This vision was witnessed not only by each of us, but also by a large number of other individuals, some of whom were located many kilometers out. These peculiar occurrences drew the attention of even farmers who were working in the fields. At that moment, all of a sudden, a massive inscription rose in the sky above the mountain. It was written with the word mir, which is the Croatian word for peace. Astonishment and surprise were felt by everyone who witnessed this enormous lettering for around 10 minutes, which remained visible throughout that time. In the following few days, yet another extraordinary sign manifested itself. A significant fire broke out in Podbrdo, the location of the first Marian apparitions, which had been off-limits to the public due to the presence of the police. The locals were sent into a state of panic as a result of this apparent fire, which prompted them to seek assistance. On the other hand, when the police arrived to investigate, they discovered no evidence of a fire. It was told by the Virgin that the fire was supernatural and that it was one of the precursor signals of a significant event that would take place in the future. The purpose of these signals is to serve as heavenly manifestations that announce happenings that are of considerable psychological and spiritual significance. As a result of the apparition that occurred on June 20th, 2024, Marija Pavlovic said the following. The period when Marija Pavlovic had the apparition was from 11:38 p.m. to 11:44 p.m. All of us were looked at with a great deal of affection by the Virgin during this period. The words of the visionary are expressed as follows. In the course of the apparition that took place this evening, the Virgin gazed upon every one of us. At the same time that I recommended all of our intentions and everything that we have in our hearts, I also recommended all of those who are sick in both their body and their soul. I requested the Virgin Mary, asking her to pray for peace in the world on behalf of her Son Jesus. The Virgin prayed in Aramaic over us, blessed every one of us, thanked us for the sacrifices that we had made for her purposes, and then added, See you tomorrow at the same time and place. The Virgin then ascended to the heavens. Over the first 7 days of the novena, the Virgin prayed for peace without addressing any of us, except the double invitation to come in greater numbers. It was stated by Marija Pavlovic that despite the fact that she is talkative with her friends, she did not disclose anything noteworthy, with the exception of the fact that the Virgin was a little happy on the second day compared to the first day. The silence of the Virgin, on the other hand, is noteworthy and leaves one bewildered, particularly when one considers the huge sacrifice that the faithful believers present have made. Vika, a visionary, conveyed a word of encouragement which included an invitation to not be fearful, but rather to relinquish everything that causes us to be disturbed and to offer it to God. She brought attention to the fact that Satan's consistent objective is to sow confusion in people's minds. But she also challenged everyone to be conscious of his presence and deeds, while simultaneously keeping peace and trust in God. During the time that we are waiting for the message that will be delivered on the anniversary day, we continue to pray for peace and joy in our hearts, as well as in the hearts of our adversaries, which is a vital requirement for the world to be at peace. In these times of immense uncertainty, the invitation extended by the Virgin to take part in this novena and to pray earnestly is a call that is both extremely urgent and extremely necessary. Unbeknownst to us, the Spirit of God has been working and is continuing to work in order to ensure that at this time of tremendous trials, we are not overpowered by the waves of tumult and death. Therefore, we must become aware of what is occurring in the world, particularly in the hearts of men. A disaster, Satan is responsible for the destruction of all hope and the preparation of the dreadful dictatorship of evil. However, the Virgin is here to shake us, to encourage us, to bring the best out of our hearts, and to lead humanity and the Church itself to victory or perhaps triumph. As a result, we must give up any notion that we can function without the Virgin or that we may reduce her to a mere adornment associated with our devotion. A blinding light, an impetuous wind, and an unstoppable force are all characteristics that her presence is exhibiting more and more. Blessed are those who, rather than hesitating, doubting, and holding back, will devote themselves to her service in the tremendous mission of remaking the world. Nothing and no one will be able to stop her, and those who do so will be blessed into the tranquility of a garden. We can have hope for a future filled with love and peace if we pray together as a group. We ask that the Virgin Mary continually bless and direct us. The Lord will shine His light on your way. Have a good time in the following video.